question to the player. What do you expect as a different from Benfica? Do you believe that Ibrox can play a major role for tomorrow?
Yeah. Obviously, the previous experiences playing the Europa League games at Ibrox, the fans really come with, electric energy, get right behind the team, and it's obviously our home stadium, so I expect a different game compared to Benfica. So yeah, we're obviously going to go into the game, give it our all, and hopefully get into the next round.
Coach, back to your statement last week when you stated that Rangers was a courageous team in Lisbon. You think that Rangers will be ready to face Benfica tomorrow? We need to take into account that Rangers still has a lot of players who will be absent.
Yes, but that's not something new. We have some players coming back also with Todd Cantwell. There are others who are question marks or who are out. But that's been the strength of the team all season or all period together already, that everybody's in the group available. So I know that in the weekend Benfica rested 4 or 5 players towards this game. But my players are ready. I saw enough today. I see the freshness is back. The hunger is really big. And we know we need to play above our level to qualify, but we're going to do everything to do that. And with the support of the fans, that can give something extra. So this game was sold out really fast, although it's a really early kickoff. And a lot of people have to take a day off of work to get to the stadium, but we could have sold the stadium 2-3 times. So that means already that how much support there is from the fans and that they're really excited for this game.
Coach, last week Rangers made some mistakes which led to Benfica score twice, and now the leg is still open. What do you make of it? What is the learnings that you make from last week?
That not only my players made mistakes, but also the referee. Because the first goal, and it was a pity that I didn't see that before the press conference, but if you hit a ball with your head against your arm, it's not a penalty. So there was some help also from that side. Of course, we made mistakes, and we make mistakes every game. I've seen yesterday Porto against Arsenal, really good game. But I saw mistakes on both sides. Otherwise, there are no goals. So we try to make as least mistakes as possible. I think my team did a really good job in Lisbon in that way, because there was not one really open, clear chance for them, or where my goalkeeper had to make an incredible save. So they did a really good job there. We hope to do it again tomorrow. And offensively, to continue what we've been doing, and that's scoring goals in every game.
Coach, throughout the whole season, you have been commenting that Rangers must be creative because of the bad preparation of the pre-seasons due to factors such as a lot of injuries. How do you expect to be creative tomorrow to face Benfica?
Is this a question from the press or from the coach?
From the press, a clever one.
No, we will be creative, and the players are up to that. Okay, we are realistic also. We're not naive. We know that Benfica has a really talented squad with a lot of experience also. They have World Cup winners in their team. They have a lot of young, really big talents who will go for a lot of money after this season, maybe already. Players like Neves, for example. And other players who played really at a high level already before. So we know it would be a really big surprise in all of Europe if we could take out Benfica. But we're really hungry to do that.
May I ask you both a thought to the young Ranger fan that died in Lisbon?
Yeah, that it's terrible news. And that's the last thing you want, that people die, of course, and we see every fan as part of our family. So that was really sad news to hear.
Philippe, you mentioned Todd Cantwell returns. Is he fit to play from the beginning, and how big a boost is it to have him involved at all?
He's ready to play an amount of minutes. What's always discussed with the medical staff, and they give me their idea about that, and I follow that already for 5 months. So he's clearly not ready for 90 minutes. Then it's to decide, is it starting, is it not starting? I don't want to give away too much. But we know the amount of minutes that he can play. And he feels good. He was good in the training also, so I'm happy to see him back. I will then answer the rest of your questions before already. Dujon will not be in a selection. It's a minor thing, but it's too big risk to let him play, to make it more serious. So we will see towards Sunday if it will be possible or not, the next couple of days. And Rasmus Kosland still has problems like you guys saw at hips. He came in, he played for some minutes, but then he get more and more problem because there's still blood in his calf because of the hard tackle that he get. So he did one part of the training that you guys saw. Afterwards, he was out also because we cannot force that too much. We will see tomorrow how he is, if he feels better or not, if he can be in the selection or not.
Where does your confidence come from that the squad can continue to deal with injury and availability issues and ultimately come through this one tomorrow?
Because they've proven that so many times already. And because the feeling I get every day that when I step into the dressing room, the dynamic that's there, the will that's there, and every day that I see on the training ground. So players starting, players not starting, there's no difference. Players playing in another position, there's no difference. They all give their best with all the capacities they have for the team. And like this, we have won already a lot of games this season against good opponents also. We proven that also last Thursday. So we will continue in that way. And what I said already a few times to the group and a lot of times to you guys, that's for me crucial. That mentality to be there for the team and not only for yourself. They understand it now, and I will be tough on that to see if somebody steps out of that story, he puts himself out of the story. But until now, in 5 months, I didn't have to do that one time. Sometimes as a manager, you need to react in a moment that happens and put an example. But they didn't give me a chance for that until now.
The home advantage, in what way does that change the game, or in what way do you expect a similar challenge to what you faced last week?
I don't know if it will change the game that much. We will see. It's also not so important to change the game because we played a really good game in Benfica. And we could have won that game also. Because if you don't get this penalty against before halftime, it's maybe another game. But those are the circumstances you don't have control of. What will help a lot is our fans are amazing. They give so much energy to the team. And that can help to go above your level, to make this final sprint, to block a shot, to make a decisive action, that you have this extra energy. And that's what I'm counting on also, that the fans from the first second until the last second go full for the team. And it's a little bit pity for us that rules are changed. I think it was last season or the season before. I think last season. In Europe, because normally a 2-2 result, if you have a 0-0 or a 1-1, you qualify. It's not the case. So it's going to be a really interesting game, and both teams will play to win.
You say you're not sure if the Ibrox crowd will change the game too much. What kind of game do you want to see yourself? Would you like to see another...
I want to see a game that we win.
By any means necessary? You want to see an open game, a game that you control, a tight game? How are you envisaging it?
I don't really care about that. Because that depends also from the opponent, what they are doing. We're not the only team on the field. But going out with 70% ball possession, you don't like, then I prefer to have the ball less, but to win the game.
In terms of, you said that you need to be above your level, to go through, do you think it needs to be the biggest, best performance of the season? Is that what you required from your players?
That depends also of the opponent. If we need to be better than in Lisbon. So we're only busy with ourselves and getting the best out of ourselves in the team to focus on ourselves. Also, in all the way with training, we're like 80% focused on ourselves, what we're going to do, how we're going to score goals, and 20% how we can stop teams. Of course, against a team as Benfica with all their qualities, you need to have a lot of attention because they have so many players who can make the difference. So all the players need to know every detail. They have the experience also out of the first game. That's already an advantage, I think. And we need to continue in that way. So, like I said before, Lisbon, we would not park the bus there, like a lot of teams are doing against them. We didn't do that, so we will not do it in Ibrox. But you need to be efficient. It's a top game with top quality on both sides, so it will be decided in details. So you need to take the details to your side.
Have you managed a team in a European quarter-final before?
Quarter-final. Not as a manager, yes, as assistant. With Bruges, we went to Europa League quarter-final. So no, it's a good challenge. Thanks for reminding me. That's a new one then. But I'm still a young manager.
What I meant was it would be quite an achievement. I know you don't like to talk about yourself, but you came here to do new things. So for the club and for yourself, how are we going to achieve
that says enough that I didn't realize that, to be honest. So no, I'm totally not busy with that. I'm busy with the boys and making every game a better game, letting everybody more understand what we need in every game. And it depends also of the opponent, where spaces can be found. We're really focused in that a lot. And I want to see a team grow. And I'm getting joy about seeing them grow. I get joy out of seeing our fans getting excited, like it is now. It's crazy that you can sell your stadium 3 times when you have 51,000 people. So those are the exciting things, not that I get a quarter-final or a semi-final or whatever. It's not so important for me.
You've talked about the quality and the resources that Benfica have got. In terms of the challenge to you and your coaching staff, have you treated these 2 games any different from a normal league game, for instance?
Was it different there?
No.
No, if we play against Dumbarton or we play against Benfica, the preparation is the same. Of course, there are different details where you focus on with the team because you expect some scenario in the game and how they play and how we need to play and where we can find spaces. But the preparation is never different, never.
If I can perhaps ask James a question.
Yeah, of course. He will be happy with that because he was afraid that he would not get questions today.
I was happy chilling.
Since Steven Gerrard came, not just the number, but the quality of games Rangers have been playing in Europe, obviously you've got used to that. In terms of your leadership role, do you find that you're having to, and your guys that come into the club, prepare them to step up a gear, or do you think they've already been introduced to that as part of the package of playing for Rangers?
Yeah, I think it comes part of the package. On the recruitment side of recruiting talented players to fit in that environment because we want to play in European football every season. And it's the way we train every single day that prepares us for the games. So all the squad, I know, are all ready for these competitions, and these competitions always suit us really well because it's always an open game. And yeah, the boys are just hungry to succeed, and that's what we've really been at on each other from the start, is pushing each other every single day, and when these games come, make sure we deliver on the pitch.
James, the manager's talked about a culture change. Can you? It's maybe difficult because you're sat beside him, but can you speak? That's okay. Can you speak to what that culture change has been? He said he hasn't. Nobody stepped out of line in the 5 months that he's been here. What's been different? What's it like from the captain's point of view?
Yeah, I believe the standards from when the gaffer came straight into the building have, gone up monumental, and it's the small details that the gaffer imprints on the players, and everyone's really buying into it. And all the boys are really professional, so we've got no boys that are stepping out of line. We've got good characters in the squad, so we're all really gelling together throughout the season, and it's all really going well so far. And like the gaffer said at the start, it's a story, and we're all in it together, and we just want to continue pushing each other as hard as we can to succeed.
Philippe, can I ask about players like James who've taken the squad to a Europa League final before? How key will that experience be in your squad tomorrow night?
Not only tomorrow night, it's been key from the beginning. I talked about that a few times when the questions came. It was really important for me also when I stepped into the building to know where the fire was, or the different fires were. So he was the first one I talked with. It's also a logical thing for me. So yeah, of course it's key, because football is not PlayStation, where you have this controller, although I would like to have it sometimes. So in a stadium for sure, and at Ibrox with a lot of noise, you cannot reach the players all the time. So you need experienced players on the pitch who really understand the story, also that you can have contact with from the sidelines to transmit this message towards the team. If you need to change things, if the opponent do different things, then we need to adapt to that, or we need to find spaces in another way. So it's important, and I have now 3-4 players on the pitch where I can speak with, who transmit it in the team. And it's a crucial thing as a manager to have those. Those are like your right hand on the pitch. And no, I'm really happy about that in these 5 months that we've been working together.
And you talk about the season as a marathon, but in the short term, what could a win tomorrow night do for the squad's confidence?
For the confidence, nothing, I think. I think the confidence is there. We don't need to raise confidence. It would be something really exciting, because they will show something towards all Europe. For their career can be also something really special. When you do special things like that, you come more into attention. And like I said, I understand the story here in the club also, that if players can make a step higher than Rangers, and there's a good deal for the club, you need to accept that also, and we need to find other players to replace them in a good way. So in evenings like this, they can make steps like that. But the most important thing is that they understand that it's not an individual thing to show yourself. They can only show themselves if they show themselves as a team. If they think about themselves only, they will not perform well. We've been strong already 5 months because it's been a collective on whatever pitch, on whatever situation, with whatever team, against whatever team. So that we need to continue, and they know really well.
Last two, Patrick and then Chris.
James, heading into this one, obviously you were involved in that Europa League season going to the final. Was there anything you learned from that season that you might change heading into another one?
Obviously not losing the final. Obviously it's different, you got a different squad, but the same principles are there. You've got to really outwork your opponent, really dial into the details and the tactical side of what you need to do into the game. And it's about who wants it more as well. So I know all my players are fully ready for tomorrow, and we'll give it our absolute everything to try and get through to the next round.
Philippe, you said after the draw was made that Rangers were the underdogs in the ties. Is that still the case at the halfway point of it?
Yeah, I think so. If you're realistic, yes. In my heart, no. But I'm always a realistic guy. So, but I'm a realistic guy also who puts the standards high, and I know, and I've seen that this team can do that. I told them also before the Benfica games, with Bruges we played 2-2 in Real Madrid, and we deserved that, at least a point, and we could have won that one. But this team is better, this Rangers team, for me, than the team that was there. So I believe we can win on a top day when the things fall our side. We can win against whatever team. So I really believe that really hard.